Hey, this is Tim Swisher from Eyes of Living. How are you?
Tim from Eyes of the Living, thank you for calling in. We appreciate you calling in on such short notice. I think we just got note that you were calling in like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. So thanks a lot for calling.
No problem.
Yeah, now we actually just got finished listening to a little bit of Stench of Death actually before you called in. We're going to play some stuff before and after you call. So first of all, awesome album. Love the stuff.
Thanks, man.
No problem. So when we got the album, I got to tell you, it was a little confusing because we got your album in the same exact week that we got Through the Eyes of the Dead.
Yeah.
So.
yeah. It was. To be honest with you, when we picked that name, I wasn't even aware that there was a band called Eyes of the Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was like I was like, yeah, well, it happens, I guess.
It was kind of funny because it was almost like you guys were like fighting with each other before we got a chance to listen to it. If it's any consolation, I like your album a little bit more.
Oh, awesome. Thanks.
The album War Undead is out right now. Tell us, what was the mindset behind the album? Because it seems themed in some way.
It is themed. It's got a zombie apocalyptic theme to it, yeah, and it's telling a little bit of a story, basically about a zombie apocalypse from start to kind of ending there.
I'm going to go off on a limb and say it's a little bit more faithful to World War Z than the movie was.
Yeah, I would think so. Yeah, it's more about a plague that takes over and consumes. But yeah, I would say so.
This is great. We never get to like ask this type of nerdily specific question. What type of zombies are they?
What type of zombies are they?
Are we talking rage virus or Romero zombies?
More like Romero zombies, I guess. Not, more along the classic line.
There you go.
Even though there's not much about brain eating in any of them, but in any of the tracks, but it's along that line, yeah, for sure.
There you go. Now we're just getting into you guys through this album. How long have you guys been around?
We've been the bass player, Chris Moore, and myself started this as a project with no intentions of actually releasing it as a full. Well, with the intentions of releasing it as an album, but not sure about forming a full band. And then we brought in Mike Straighten, the lead guitarist, and then Cliff later on. And we released the album back in February 2017. And we started playing out, I think, in May. And we were playing. We hit the scene kind of like pretty steady, playing out every other weekend up until recent. So not too long. We're still kind of fresh to the market.
There you go. Did you guys have the theme already picked out, or was it kind of like something that came along in the songwriting process?
It came along in the songwriting process. I was just writing some music. And me and the bass player, I think one of the very first songs that I had written pieces of it was Stench of Death, and then Survival. And I'm not sure which one of us was like, "Hey, what do you think about doing a theme type album where it's about zombie apocalypse?" And we were like, and I was like, "Yeah, man, sounds like a great idea. Let's do it." I never, I was half of the band is the bass player and I are from one band from the 90s in the local Philly scene, and the drummer and the guitar player are from another band in the 90s from our local scene. So we're two half local bands from a long time ago.
There you go.
Yeah. Did I say everybody's name? I think I did.
I think so. Looking at the bio, I'm pretty sure you covered all the bases. Yeah. When you guys actually made this album, though, were there some songs that didn't fit the theme that you're putting away to the side for later on, or?
Yeah, there was a couple tracks that didn't fit the theme. Some of the riffs might get used, but the lyrical content, maybe not. We actually started working on some new stuff, and we got 2 local shows lined up for the remainder of this year, and then we're going to start working on some new stuff. But we're going to continue playing out into the new year, but probably not until early spring, probably time frame. But it was there's a couple of riffs that are coming over that are leftovers from this album, but not the lyrical content at all.
Very nice.
The next album, yeah, I don't know what the next album theme, if it's going to be themed or if it's going to be based around anything in particular, but I'm leaning more towards kind of like spiritual type stuff.
Ah, there you go.
Which one was your favorite song to work on?
What was my favorite song to work on? It's difficult to say. I really like all the tracks, but the ones that stand out the most for me are probably Infected and actually the title track, War on Dead. I just like the mixed sound and vibes going on. But I like a lot of the, Run for Your Life and Chemical Bath. I love that old school kind of like thrash influence we got going on in those tracks.
I was getting some old school flashbacks listening to it. It was great.
Yeah, Chemical Bath was actually like my favorite off the album.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, we got sent that a little while ago, but also I remember like coming across on your own personal page actually when you put out Stench of Death.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stench of Death. It's I like it. I like the groove and the power to it. It's not like ultimate, not specific thrash element, but I like the way it feels and all.
Right. Also, like just coming across it and seeing Eyes of the Living, Stench of Death, it makes a lot more sense when you realize that there's a theme to it.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely.
So now, and again, like no rush on the new material, but we did notice that you guys had only like 2 dates up on your website right now for tour dates. So I'm taking that to mean that we missed you when you came around to New York.
We didn't get all the way up into New York. We tried to get into a couple places up there. I think Lucky 13s is one, and then St. Vitus. I think but the dates were real tight. We made some new contacts, and we're hoping to get up there as soon as we can.
There you go. Yeah, St. Vitus is close enough that we can blame ourselves for not going to that. So thanks.
Awesome.
We'll catch you next time for sure, though. Is there any chance you're going to be making the rounds soon, like in the next couple of months, maybe a year?
Oh yeah, absolutely, for sure. Yeah, we're definitely going to get up there. The more we play, we definitely want to be playing out. We definitely want to be playing to new crowds and new people. New York is obviously it's close to us, and that's where we want to get to.
Hear, hear. So when you guys are wrapping up in December, what's the immediate plan for afterwards?
The immediate plan would be probably to start working on the new music, focusing on it a little bit more. We've been doing it a little bit, but trying to put it together a little bit, in a sense of actual concept for a full album. And then don't know if it's going to be an EP or a full album, but it's going to be at least 8, maybe 10 tracks. And then we're going to set up a plan to get out and, marketing plan, and then hit the field, man, and play out as many places as we can. Just keep pushing it.
Sounds like a good way to go about things. Yeah. Not that I'm the guy you go to for advice, but still. So thanks a lot for calling in. We really appreciate it. We do this quick thing with every member of the bands who call in quick. We have a lightning round at the end. This is not really for any, proprietary sake. This is really just for fun. If you want to answer these questions as quickly as possible, we'll all get through this a lot sooner.
I'll give it a shot.
All right, then. Here we go. Boxers or briefs?
Briefs.
Chicken or steak?
Chicken.
Beer or booze?
Beer.
Waffles or pancakes?
Pancakes.
Who would win in an arm wrestling match, Lemmy or God?
I'm going to go with Lemmy.
It's a trick question. Lemmy is God. And finally, the band is stranded on a desert island. Which member is eaten first?
The band is stranded on an island. Which member is eaten first? I'm going to say the lead guitarist, Mike Strayton.
There you go. I got to tell you, we should really keep a tally going because it's very, very few and far between where the bass player is not the first person they pick.
Our bass player's a pretty big guy, so I think he can fend for himself.
Got to think of it in terms of survival. That's the way to go.
Right.
All right, Tim, thank you so much for calling in. Eyes of the Living, new album out right now, War on Dead. Please pick it up. We heard it on Spotify before. It is available on your website. Please check it out. So thanks a lot, Tim, for calling in.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Pat.
No problem. See you around next time. We promise.